Mabuhay.
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 Mabuhay. Mabuhay. Mabuhay.
What are the values you'll be carrying from the project and from the fellowship?
So one key takeaway I learned from Millennium Fellowship is definitely to empathize, not just with my teammates, but also with those around me.
What I learned from the program is the value of humility, because in the field of planning and architecture, we're always encouraged to think of the macro perspective and the bigger side of things. But in this program, we applied ourselves within the community, within Enduran colleges, and it has a greater social impact.
The value that I learned from the program is inclusivity, because as a Filipino, I believe that everyone should be treated equally.
Hi guys, welcome to Enduran Colleges. We are your Millennium Fellows of the Enduran Colleges cohort.
And today we're going to take you on a tour to our Go Fresh, Go Green, a school farming initiative. So, let's go guys!
Now showing you the process of how we built our school farm. We first started by getting the rock wool and cutting them into pieces so that we can plant the seeds, particularly lettuce and pechay. Next, we replaced the rock wool in a container that had water and some hydrogen peroxide to soak and cleanse the rock wool. This is part of the germination process before we transfer the seeds to the box that contains SNAP A and SNAP B solution. As portrayed in the pictures, you can see the growth. It took at least a week for the seed to grow leaves. During this, the fellows took a rotational shift in monitoring the plants, in terms of when to put the containers in a sunny position and when to put it back into the place where there's no direct sunlight. We then set up a greenhouse to put our hydroponic setup. You can see the styrofoam where it has 17 holes and underneath is the water with the solution in order for it to expedite the growth of the plants. Before transferring the germinated plant, we had to select which plant can survive by looking at which is the tallest and fittest to survive the next growing stages, which is why you can see us cutting some of the leaves, and this is the selection process of which one to place into the box. We then waited for at least 2 weeks while checking up on it every day. We had to make sure they are placed under eye condition, making sure that it's not too humid inside, and when it's raining, we have to close the greenhouse in order for it not to get contaminated. After 3 weeks of setting up and monitoring our plants, we were able to produce lettuce and pechay. As you can see in the video, they are at a healthy state because when we open the box, we can see that there are roots. From battling initial internal hurdles to navigating through unpredictable weather patterns, our determination, perseverance, and intellect have truly paid off, making this achievement all the more gratifying.
Hello, my name is Blessing Alim Seripia from University of Calabar, Nigeria. I am the team lead of Project School is Fun. Through my project, we were able to reach out to a total of 100 students in schools in Calabar. We visited 2 schools basically where we provided the students with educational materials, and we spoke to them on personal hygiene, food security, and the need for them to prioritize their education. On our advocacy visit to the schools, we were able to see with the students with special needs where we spoke to them on the need for them to improve their self-esteem. Also got to hear the challenges faced by these students. Some of the students shared with us that they face discrimination from. Having heard the comments from the students on the challenges they face, we were able to process all information, added value, encouraging the students that it is important for them to build their self-esteem and they are equal to every other humans.
My name is Ruth Amos Hassan. I am a final year biomedical science student of the University of Jos, Plateau State, Nigeria. As an advocate of SDG 3, which is good health and well-being, my project titled The Warm One Save a Life is geared towards reaching out to affected rural communities around me, carrying out health talks, teaching them how to prevent the cases of intestinal parasitic helminths, commonly known as parasitic worms, while distributing free deworming tablets. As a Nigerian, this project is close to my heart because Nigeria, my country, has about 25% of neglected tropical diseases, of which parasitic worms infection is one. The Deworm One Save a Life project was designed in line with the Millennium Fellowship core values, which includes empathy, humility, and inclusion. As an individual who has suffered from multiple cases of intestinal parasitic helminths, I am able to put myself in the shoes of the target community, which in this case is Maza, Jos North Local Government Area, to better pass my message across, as it involves individuals of every age, sex, and gender. Finally, I would like to say thank you to the Millennium Fellowship for teaching me the importance of partnership, as I've had to work with different individuals on this project. I am truly grateful to be a 2023 Millennium Fellow and to also impact my community. Thank you once again for the opportunity to improve my community impact skills and also make a change in my country.
Everyone, our names are Caitlin McMahon
and Karina Poindexter-Benbow, and we are New York University Shanghai Millennium Fellows for the class of 2023.
Our project is what is called the NYU Shanghai Trash Fashion Show, where we will be designing a fashion show that has around 34 designers, including us, that will be designing around 28 designs in total.
We are collaborating with NYU Shanghai's own Green Shanghai Club. For the show, designers can only create designs made solely out of trash that they have been collecting from themselves and around the campus.
Trash is including, but not limited to, takeout boxes and bags, ripped or old clothing, scrap metal, excess fabric, cans, single-use items, and more.
In addition to the designers, we also want to make sure that our runway set design is also inspired by this concept. We will reuse materials from other events at our school, as well as collect other trash to create a visually appealing but sustainable catwalk.
We were inspired by the amount of waste that is produced throughout the world, but especially on our campus through waimai, takeout, and leftover materials from events.
What is waimai? Here in Shanghai, it is a way for everyone, especially time-conscious students, to have access to fast, fresh, and convenient food. Although it is cheap, it also possesses significant threat to the amount of trash that exists on our campus at NYU Shanghai.
Oftentimes, despite that these materials from waimai and school events are high quality, they will ultimately be thrown away because trash, especially in a big city like Shanghai or New York, seems to disappear after it goes into the trash can. This is greater than just our school, since people value convenience over sustainability, which is a common theme that we have witnessed here in China.
Therefore, we decided we wanted to focus on sustainable development, goals 11, sustainable cities and communities, 12, responsible consumption and production, and 13, climate action.
Through our project, we hope to provide an effective, creative, and eye-popping way to approach the idea of sustainability. Not only do we get to see the true talent and creativity of those within our school, and also tap into our own creativity, but we also get to encourage others to reuse their...
Hello everyone, I'm Kwanisha. I'm the campus director for Ashoka University Fellowship 2023. My project was titled Project Progress, meaning movement, advancing to a better state, growing and primarily facilitating the lives of people with neurodegenerative disorders and creating awareness about the same.
I thought it was important because I could see people very close to me go through the same and like progress negatively in terms of stages. So that is what made me realize the importance of us knowing what measures we can take to stop it, how we can start off with medication and everything.
To make the project more impactful and effective, I collaborated with various clubs at Ashoka, various professors, PhD students.
Constantly talk to my peers about how important this is. I had regular LinkedIn posts one a day so that people could know about different disorders, symptoms, precautions, and how in general they could have a very healthy lifestyle. Besides that, I took sessions with workers at Ashoka University because students begin at home, and
we also created a database with contact numbers of different treatment centers so that if they wanted to reach out to, they could reach out to all the people and also share with their family and friends.
Call in professors and people with an adequate amount of knowledge in the field, talk about dementia, Huntington's, and Parkinson's. Primarily these because these are the most prevalent. Also because we had apt amount of knowledge about these. I developed leadership skills and knowledge through the fellowship and the project was because as I was working, interacting with people, professors and other people who had experienced certain things like these or even...
Hello everyone, my name is Job Oluwabusola Christiana and we are Millennium Fellows from Afebabalola University. We are currently working on a project known as the Environmental Sanitation Project, which is under the Sustainable Developmental Goal 6.
ENSA project.
The ENSA project.
ENSA project.
The ENSA project.
The ENSA project. ENSA project.
Our aim is to educate on the importance of environmental sanitation and provide the necessary equipment for maintaining good hygiene. This will promote recycling of waste. It will also help in discouraging environmental pollution. This will also prevent diseases like malaria, tetanus, and the likes. and it will also improve the quality of living at large. Thank you.
Our goal is to impact about 400 lives by providing schools with basic sanitary equipment. We are concerned about this issue because diseases are better prevented than cured. We live in a malaria endemic region, and by maintaining good hygiene and keeping our environments clean, we can better prevent this disease and also better our society in the long run.
In rural areas, there is a worry that immunization may have adverse side effects on children's health. This concern has led some to hesitate in providing their children with life-saving vaccines. But we are here to provide accurate information and dispel the fear surrounding immunization. Introducing the Millennium Fellowship Program, Empowering Child Health, a dedicated initiative aimed at raising awareness about the safety and importance of vaccines. Team of dedicated volunteers. Meet Vinayal. She's a member of Millennial Fellowship Program, here to interview mothers about their information regarding immunization.
लगवाना चाहिए, बच्चों को पोलियो हो जाता है, बच्चे चल नहीं सकते, यही है उनको मसला होता है। कचरे पिलाना चाहिए, टीके लगवाना चाहिए, हमारी यही होती है, इनको लगवाएं, ये मजदूर ना हो या खुद चल सके, ये किसी के मुताज ना हो। आपने
how kids in her community needs to get polio vaccination because they're getting permanent paralysis, can't walk or function properly.
जी मुझे यही मालूमात है कि बच्चे मजदूर ना हो जाएं, खसरे वगैरह हर किस्म की बीमारी से महफूज रहें और इनकी अच्छी हिफाजत की जाए।
Minayal then proceeds to explain them about immunization. Vaccination is a simple, safe and effective way of protecting people against harmful diseases before they come into contact with them. As a gesture of appreciation and to foster a sense of togetherness, our team members have been distributing juice boxes to the attendees and community members. By sharing the small gesture of kindness, we hope to leave a lasting impression and create an atmosphere of trust and support.
Greetings to all distinguished guests and the incredible class of 2023. I am Akarshi Srivastav, Campus Director at the University of Delhi South Campus, and it is with immense pride that I welcome you all to the Millennium Fellowship Class of 2023 graduation. Today, we not only celebrate the outstanding achievements of the class of 2023, but also acknowledge the monumental milestone of 10 years of the Millennium Fellowship, a decade that has seen thousands of young leaders like those before us undergo training, ignite change, and champion the United Nations SDGs. Over the past 4 months, across 38 campuses worldwide, the Millennium Fellowship have been the agents of change, advancing the SDGs while honing their skills in social impact. Their projects have touched lives, driven progress, and exemplified the spirit of the fellowship. As we gathered here today, we are joined by university presidents, vice chancellors, United Nations colleagues, faculty, Millennium Fellows, and global leaders, all of whom recognize and affirm the crucial role of students and universities in advancing the SDGs. Today, we champion local change, acknowledge the power within each one of us, make our communities a better place to live, one impactful project at a time. Before we proceed, I encourage you all to bring your energy to the chat box. You can introduce yourself and your affiliation, and let us know where you're joining from. Which part of the world are you joining us from? There are people from Nigeria, from Delhi. I'm also from Delhi. There are people from Sierra Leone, Tanzania. It's so good to have you all here with us. And we cannot wait to start this amazing, amazing segment that we have for you today. People from Nepal, Ethiopia. Hello, everyone. It is amazing to see the energy you all have in the chat box. Okay, so now without any further ado, as we chime into the 10-year celebration of the Millennium Fellowship, let's recognize the visionary behind it. It's his dedication and leadership that have been the heartbeat of this transformative initiative. Without him, the fellowship would not have been possible. Please join me in welcoming the Executive Director of the Millennium Campus Network, Sam Vegar. The floor is yours, Sam.
Thank you so much, Akorshi. Thank you for hosting us. And Millennium Fellows, congratulations. Today, we welcome thousands of Millennium Fellows, alumni, partners, and friends worldwide, and celebrate and affirm each of you, undergraduates making the Sustainable Development Goals reality. In a few minutes, you'll watch a 10th anniversary video, and you'll see a little bit too much of me, to be honest, but what I can share is context. MCN started in our university dorm room 16 years ago. Friends and I knew how difficult it was to make a difference, struggling to organize on campus, and we wanted to ensure that our peers had community and support to advance their social impact. Together, we are stronger. And so what you may not know is that we often tried and struggled, tried and failed. We piloted programs that didn't stick. We couldn't raise many funds. We struggled to find any paths to sustainability. At times, we couldn't effectively communicate what we do, our impact, or why we even mattered. And on multiple occasions, we wondered whether it was time to shut down. 16 years later, it is clear to me that experience compels humility. Experience compels humility. We've learned from what doesn't work to get us closer to what does. And we've recognized the power of starting small. The Millennium Fellowship a decade ago had 15 applicants and an inaugural class of 11 Millennium Fellows in one city. Those 11 Millennium Fellows shared constructive feedback on the fellowship, on what worked and what didn't. We learned about 3 key gaps in the market where we could add value: training, connections, recognition. We designed a semester-long civic leadership program that takes place on your campuses, providing precisely that support: training, connections, and recognition. And our curriculum, as you as Millennium Fellows know, centers empathy, humility, and inclusion as guiding values, key values to effectively showing up in community. But this experience is not just about learning. The Millennium Fellowship is about contributing. Millennium Fellows each advance a specific grassroots initiative, advancing one or more of the SDGs. You are proximate leaders and you prioritize your communities. And so by building something that was actually responsive to student priorities, and by making sure we have open lines of communication with students, we built trust and we grew. A year later, there was a class of 18 Millennium Fellows. A year after that, a class of 40 Millennium Fellows. In 2018, we commenced a partnership with the United Nations Academic Impact. That year, nearly 6 years ago now, we selected a class of 400 Millennium Fellows. The program grew globally. This year, there were more than 44,000 applicants for the Millennium Fellowship. We selected over 4,000 of you to be part of the class of 2023. and you responded in kind. Class of 2023, you've dedicated over 300,000 hours to more than 1,000 grassroots initiatives. This includes Millennium Fellows at The Ohio State University in the US, who are building an AI software app to connect patients in rural communities with doctors at no cost. And at Plaksha University in India, where students are leading a campaign to connect elderly people isolated in homes with members of the community to alleviate feelings of loneliness. What is most exciting for me is to see both what you are doing and also what you will do. In our latest alumni survey, 87% of alumni currently employed share they now work in social impact careers, sustaining their commitments to advance the SDGs beyond graduation. That is my hope, that each of you can find ways professionally and personally to continue to grow your civic leadership. That those of you who will still be undergraduates will head to millenniumfellows.org and apply now for the class of 2024. The application is open, and we want to invite you back for many, many years as alumni to keep shaping the Millennium Fellowship, to keep mentoring, advising, and speaking with future classes of Millennium Fellows. So I want to invite you in the chat box. I want to invite you in the chat box. If you are in to be active in our alumni community, to continue to build this network with us, I want to invite you to join me in the chat box now and simply write, "I'm in. I'm in." That, my friends, that's a movement. That is a movement. And so as you're writing "I'm in," I want to say thank you. Together in this global moment, in this vital time, we are here to celebrate not only how you learn, but how you contribute and how you lead. And I also want to acknowledge the many partners that are on with us today, from our board members to our supporters that make our work possible. Thank you to the 50 campuses, to all of you who are engaging with the 17 Rooms X process, with the hundreds of MCN recruiters for RISE, with the hundreds of fellows using the impact tools and Aspen Index to measure progress. And very special thank you to Schmidt Futures for supporting us and engaging emerging technologists on campuses. You will see some of them spotlighted today. Our biggest thank you at MCN is to our long-standing partner. MCN and the United Nations Academic Impact present the Millennium Fellowship together. The United Nations Academic Impact includes over 1,600 academic institutions that serve as members, each advancing UN goals. But what makes UNAI special to me is its team. And I say that every year, to Rob, to Jayashri, to Omar, to everyone involved at UNAI, and so many more that make the Millennium Fellowship what it is. From spotlighting Millennium Fellows in publications, to joining us for webinars, to share advice, thank you. The global community exists. This network exists thanks to our partnership. I'm grateful and proud to hand over the mic to Robert Skinner and Jayashri Wyatt of the United Nations Academic Impact. Welcome, Rob and Jayashri. Thank you, and the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Sam, and thank you, Akarshi, for hosting us. The first thing I'm going to say, Sam, is I'm in, and we're in, and I think you know that from UN Academic Impact. Because this partnership is incredible. I mean, I say to everyone that's on the line right now, I mean, I don't think I've ever looked down and saw the participant number of any Zoom call, Teams call, or anything I've been on be at over 2,700. I mean, that is incredible, and that speaks to what you all have built with the Millennium Fellows, with this incredible group of young people who have committed themselves to drive social impact through the Sustainable Development Goals. And so the first thing I want to say, well, it's not the first thing, I guess, because I've already thanked you, Sam, and said we're in and we're ready to go because this is incredible, is a huge congratulations to the 4,000 or so, 4,000 plus Millennium Fellows in this class of 2023. I mean, the numbers that you went through, Sam, are just incredible. You know, starting with this small vision when you were a student in your dorm room and taking it to this global, broad, inclusive level, it is really something special. I mean, at UN Academic Impact and at the United Nations, I mean, we have a lot of opportunities to work with universities around the world, the 1,600 plus that you referenced, Sam. But frequently, we're working with the researchers, the the administrators of the universities, the professors who are all doing great work. But we really want to drive academic impact to the students. You are the change makers. You're going to make the difference. And so, as we work with you and the fellows, Sam, that's really why it's so special to us, why it's so important, and why we appreciate this partnership to such a great deal, because it allows us to reach students through your program, which is really what we need to do to reach young people who have the energy, have the commitment, have the drive to make the change. I'm not going to sugarcoat the situation with the world that we're living in right now. It's challenging out there. I think you all recognize that, with conflicts around the world, issues with security and safety for folks. That's always at the top of the UN's agenda, of course, and that's what a lot of the news coming out of the UN is around that. But then, of course, we have the climate crisis, and I mean, I'd be honest, my generation has not done a good job. We're the generation and generations before us that have put us in this situation to have this rapidly changing climate in which, I was just came back from Miami yesterday. It rained 8 inches in Miami, and it was like hurricane force level for unexpected reasons. They expected some rain, and all of a sudden it's this massive rainstorm. And those are the kinds of changes that we're seeing in the world with these massive weather events that are happening not once a century, once every 6 months. We're seeing these kinds of things happen, and so we have to tackle the climate crisis. And then, which all of you have talked about, I'm sure, through the course of the fellowship, we have to get the SDGs back on track. At this stage, there are about roughly 15% of the SDG goals are on track, and the indicators are on track. So that's not good performance. I mean, there have been reasons for that, of course. I mean, we all suffered through the COVID pandemic. We're still trying to get beyond that. The conflict around the world has set us back. All kinds of issues have set us back, but we have time to get them back on track. At the UN General Assembly this year, we looked at it and said, it's halftime. We're halfway there. We still have time to win this race. We can get there. We can do it. But we can only do it if young people like all of you, join with us, work with each other, work in partnership across your communities to drive that change. We need you, and you can do it. And that's why I'm so excited every year to speak to the Millennium Fellows classes, particularly this large class, as we look forward, to the next 6+ years that we have to achieve the SDGs. You can do it. And Sam said, give one piece of advice. And I don't even think I need to give this piece of advice because you're already doing it. But the advice is give 100%. Whatever you're doing, whatever SDG, whatever issue you're trying to tackle, give it 100% because we need that 100%. We all have to be behind the goals. We all have to keep driving. And like I said, you're already doing it. And that's why I love being here. That's why I love talking to you. So once again, congratulations to you all. I will now pass it over to my amazing colleague, Joshua Wyatt.
Good morning, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here today. And I just echo what Rob said as well. I'm in, and we are totally in. And we are so grateful for this incredible partnership with the Millennium Campus Network. And I just lift all of you up, all of the Millennium Fellows. As Rob said, and as Sam said, you've just done extraordinary work on your projects for the Sustainable Development Goals. And I take this opportunity to just remind you that United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said, the Sustainable Development Goals are not just a list of goals. They carry the hopes, the dreams, the rights, and expectations of people everywhere, end quote. They represent an existential proposition. As Rob said, we're not really on track right now, but the work that all of you are doing gives us tremendous, tremendous hope. I think what I'd like to leave you with today is our United Nations Messenger of Peace, Jane Goodall. Decades ago, she ventured into the forests of Gombe, Tanzania, with little more than a notebook and binoculars in a world where field research was still dominated by men. She carved a pathway for women in science. Her groundbreaking work with chimpanzees redefined the relationship between humans and animals, teaching us the profound interconnectedness of our world's inhabitants. And as humans, I just ask you to think about how we are interconnected and how we can have an impact on one another. Our world is more interconnected than ever, and what happens in one country affects another, and what each of us do affects our fellow humanity. And what she said was, and I quote here again, "What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make." I just take a moment to ask you to think about a few simple questions. What is your aim as you graduate as a Millennium Fellow? What do you want to accomplish after finishing your fellowship program? And what specific aspects of the world do you want to change? I call on all of you to continue driving action for change. Because the change that you bring into the world does not need to be grand or spectacular necessarily. It can be in the quiet conversations in your classrooms with your peers. And it can be the projects that you continue to research and take action on. It can be the work you decide to do or a social post you decide to post or decide not to post. Every single action you take in small ways and large ways facilitates the positive change that we all take to create the world for better. I thank you so much again, and I congratulate you, and we look forward to continuing our partnership with the Millennium Campus Network. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sam, Jayashree, and Robert, for your enlightening speeches. I'm sure we're all in. Today we are 3,000 strong. So we should definitely embrace all the important points that were raised in these conversations. And thank you for motivating us to continue down this path. So now we have an exclusive video offering a captivating glimpse into the extraordinary 10-year journey of the Millennium Fellowship.
I want to share my story, our story of the Millennium Campus Network. We often overlook students. We write them off, we say it's just one little small project, it doesn't really matter. It is so important to have an intergenerational dialogue on where we take this work next. And so I just wanted to offer a very specific look at what Millennium Fellows are doing around the world, because we've built a movement. It started when I was 19 years old coming into these spaces, but not just being inspired by the spaces, but the people. And so when I was 19, we started in our college dorm rooms the Millennium Campus Network, MCN, to help undergraduates take action on the Millennium Development Goals, now the Sustainable Development Goals.
We are preparing the next generation of global leaders to challenge the paradigms that perpetuate inequality, to reimagine a human-centric approach to global development.
Through the fellowship, I was able to turn our student organization from just a ragtag team of undergraduates with big inspirations on changing the world but no way on how to do it, to an actual organized and focused team in a nonprofit
I had a very naive understanding of the social sector before the fellowship. The very tangible importance of empathy, and not just a wishy-washy statement to just make you feel good. The very tangible importance of vision and mission statement and why it's important. The very science and the very structure and the very seriousness of it is something that the fellowship kind of brought home to me.
I have gained confidence in my leadership skills by taking assertive action to complete short-term goals for my project.
Young leaders are the driving force for social impact, and the Millennium Fellowship stands as their global platform. It is where they learn the essence of driving change, gain crucial skills to execute projects for advancing the Sustainable Development Goals, and explore pathways into impactful careers. The Millennium Fellowship has become a beacon of light for young minds worldwide. I am inspired every day by the work that Millennium Fellows have done and are currently doing and will continue to do for years to come.
So what do the next 10 years hold for the Millennium Fellowship? That'll be defined by you. As alumni, you'll continue to lead, advance the Sustainable Development Goals with your communities, centering empathy, humility, and inclusion in your daily practice. And most of all, we're so excited to have you come back and mentor and advise and speak to the next generation of Millennium Fellows. Thank you for helping us reach this special milestone, and we look forward to being on this journey over the next 10 years with you. Thank you.
And what an incredible 10 years it has been. Hi, everyone. I am Jasmine Amakwa-J, and I am the Community Manager for Emerging Technologists here at MCN. In light of moving forward and creating greater impact, we would like to extend our sincere gratitude to Schmidt Futures for their support in establishing a new vertical this year oriented around technology and impact. Within the Millennium Fellowship, class of 2023, we have engaged over 500 emerging technologists who are identified fellows working at the nexus of tech and impact, either as students of a STEM field or leading a project in this space. Through this new vertical, fellows are developing a deeper understanding of the role of technology in the world of impact and are becoming stewards of sustainable innovation as a result. Through fireside chats, webinars, upskilling and networking opportunities, shared resources for taking their work further, fellows have had the chance to be a part of a community that is focused on catalyzing their efforts across interdisciplinary sectors such as agri-tech, health tech, fintech, and so many others. We are so proud of the work they have done, and we look forward to seeing the continued impact they will make moving forward. The following videos are highlights of the Social Impact Tour, a segment where fellows are able to document and demonstrate the work that they have done over the course of the fellowship. I hope you enjoy.
I'm Walin Bai from Kunshan University, and I am a Millennium Fellow. My project is called Connecting Seniors to the Digital World, which aims to address the inequalities in the use of online services that are caused by the lack of digital literacy among elderly individuals. With the widespread use of smartphones, digital services in public places are increasingly being used instead of manual methods, such as using online ticket bookings, electronic payments, home delivery, and digital IDs. However, there is a mismatch between the speed at which elder people adapt to new digital technology and the speed of China's technological change. Therefore, by focusing on this issue, this project aims to teach basic digital skills to the elderly in the local community and enable them to enjoy the convenience of the internet equally.
I'm Mahdia Jahangiri, one of the Millennium Fellows from Asian University for Women. I'm super excited to tell you about my project. The name of my project is Women in STEM. We are breaking the barriers and acknowledging the power of women in STEM. My project aims to bridge the gender gaps in STEM by providing opportunities, support, and also kind of platform for the students who have the similar interest in STEM. They can come together to learn more, to feel inspired. So we are creating activity that the students who are interested in STEM subjects, they can feel inspired and they feel encouraged to participate in more programs related to the STEM subjects.
My name is Chianco. Our project is called Stay Tuned. We're here to address the awareness of marine ecosystems and exploitative consumption of single-use plastics for both individuals and industrial purposes. So in order to check equipment and whether we can see our samples or not, we went to industrial center of our universities. Here are our logos with different color schemes.
Hi, I'm Ming Young, and thanks Jiyoung for explaining the introduction of our project. We would like to try some iPhone cases and or AirPod Pro cases, and which could be delivered by some technologies from hydrodipping and electroplating. These are the other versions of the samples.
In the first few weeks, we visited the industrial center to explore the materials that we might try. Then, we decided to try anodizing, hydrodipping, and 3D printing. In the videos, we were mainly trying to experiment with anodizing to create physical samples of our own designs. One session taught us how to practically deliver our sustainable perspective to the audience. We visited the University Industrial Center throughout the semester to pitch our idea to the technicians and challenge ourselves to build physical samples. Also, we got to promote our initiative to the department, and they let us talk about it in the school promotional video. Furthermore, raising awareness was a critical part of the UN AI9 knowledge, and we could reach out to a local secondary school in Hong Kong to encourage prospective young game changers to think bigger and make changes in their society.
I'm sure all of us are motivated by the amount of innovation that was reflected with these projects. To continue the conversation about the intersection of tech and SDGs, next we are honored to welcome the United Nations Envoy on Technology, Amandeep Singh, a prominent thought leader in digital technology. Amandeep brings profound expertise advocating for responsible and inclusive digital transformation to drive progress on the SDGs. We cannot wait to hear your insights, Amandeep. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, Akarshi, to join you all. And I was watching the video. What a journey. So congratulations to MCN and the United Nations Academic Impact. And most of all, congratulations to the Millennium Fellows who are graduating this year. At the United Nations, technology is a prominent theme as we prepare for the Summit of the Future next year. In the Pact of the Future that leaders from around the world would gather to endorse, there is a specific chapter. There is a chapter on youth and future generations. So your work is extremely important. It's getting the recognition that it deserves next year at the Summit of the Future. Another prominent outcome next year at the summit is the Global Digital Compact. I was pleased to hear from Jasmine about the work on emerging technologies, data, digital public infrastructure, artificial intelligence, what risks and challenges they pose to human rights, to equity and justice, to bias, gender equity, all those areas. That's one side of the equation, but equally important is the opportunity side. How can we leverage these technologies to catch up on the SDGs where progress has been tardy? And how can we use it in the Global South in particular to leapfrog challenges? So it's an exciting opportunity, but we have to get it right. And a very, very important aspect of that is purpose for the younger generation to embrace these technologies, but with responsibility, with concern for broader societal goals and the risks that are at play. In his policy brief on the Global Digital Compact, the UN Secretary General called for 1 million digital champions for the SDGs to be stood up by 2030, and a quarter of them in Africa. So 250,000 digital champions for the SDGs in Africa alone. So this is our collective challenge. We have to, through initiatives such as yours, create the awareness and encourage young people. There is, of course, the private sector, high salaries, exciting work, but then there is the social sector where the excitement is perhaps higher, the connect with the community is perhaps higher, and the satisfaction, the work satisfaction. You get up in the morning, you feel like getting to work, you feel like doing something. That is much higher. So we need more data scientists, we need more AI modelers, we need more digital development experts and younger experts in this domain of the SDGs. And thanks to you, we are getting there. I would just like to conclude by reflecting a little bit on what is required as you get to harness these emerging technologies. So it's not only technical knowledge. I'm an engineer myself. I know how important computer science, maths, all the STEM areas can be. But with AI, there is no way you can get to harness AI without having other competencies from the social and behavioral sciences, from some of the ethics and law-related considerations. So we need an interdisciplinary expertise in this domain. And so looking at it only from the STEM angle is only half the story. At the same time, we also need opportunities for funding to flow into this area, for jobs to be created, for career advancement to be taken forward. And that's where the right interplay between the public and the private sector, between universities and startups is going to be critical. And again, it was heartening to hear some of those stories coming from the Millennium Fellows who have graduated. So congratulations once again. It's a delight to share this joy on your success with you. And I wish you the very, very best. Stay tuned, participate in our processes.
Thank you so much, Amandeep, for sharing your insights with us. I'm sure a lot of us would be motivated to participate more rigorously in the intersection of technology and SDGs. Now, to use some technology, I'd ask you all to please direct your attention to the chat box. There you'll see a link that has been shared. And from that link, you will be directed to Mentimeter. I know that you might have some deja vu while I'm saying this. We all went through the Mentimeter while we were in the town hall on 17th August. So I'd now like to invite Millennium Fellow Tanfia, if she could be spotlighted. Hello, Tanfia. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm great. And just to describe the Mentimeter process, you just click on the link and you go to the question there. The question asks you to describe your Millennium Fellowship journey in one word. And so I direct this question to Tanfia. How was your Millennium Fellowship experience?
Well, my Millennium Fellowship experience was, in one word, amazing, because I had the opportunity to learn, to experience, and to actually implement what I'm learning throughout my fellowship journey. Because of the whole Millennium Fellowship journey, I got to connect from other fellows from all around the world and got to connect with leaders. And given even the training sessions and the event, that was very, very insightful. I could learn a lot. I could connect with a lot of people who has shared values, and I could implement whatever that I was learning throughout my journey. And it was really enriching experience for me to see what I value the most to actually has a result and impact on the community that I really, really have my heart close to. So yeah, it was in one word, amazing. And I really, really am excited to be here. And I also want to congratulate to all the other Millennium Fellows who has also worked really hard throughout. And I really hope they had also has an amazing experience with me throughout their journey. What about you though? How's your journey so far?
Thank you so much for sharing that. I think the Mentimeter also echoes your response, which is amazing. And I'd say a similar journey. I think it has been so enlightening to get to know about this sector more in such a profound manner, to get to know about the projects that all the fellows have been doing so far, to be connected to the world, to be connected to the fellows around the world and the inspiring initiatives that they've taken. It's nothing short of amazing, insightful, and enlightening. And these are the exact responses that we also have on the Mentimeter. And you can just see the amount of energy that there are like 1.2K responses. I mean, that's amazing. And I think we are 3.1K strong today. Isn't that so energizing to hear, Tanfia?
Yeah, it is actually. I can see all the experiences in one word, but like I can see people writing impactful, amazing, insightful. The fact that it's one word is never enough to explain the experience of the whole Millennium Fellowship journey. But however, here we are, and here we are together as one, going towards with same values towards development. And that is really, really exciting to see. And given all the other 3,000, more than 3,000 fellows joining us, it's just amazing. I'm already pumped up.
Truly, truly. I mean, these responses are amazingly, I don't know, I don't even have the words. There are so many words in front of me, but I don't have the words to describe this amazing thing that we're seeing right now. I mean, 1.4K responses, amazing, amazing. And so, yeah, the other word that is being highlighted is impactful. And of course, we have tried to create impact in the little and big ways that we could have in the past 4 months. And hopefully, we will continue to do so. And as we heard from Sam's address as well, that it takes time, but you see the kind of outcomes you get when you persevere, when you stay consistent, as Sam did with the Millennium Fellowship. So yeah, I think this has been an amazing, exciting journey, the 4 month journey. And we hope that it could have been longer, but thank you so much for participating in this session in the Mentimeter and for chiming in your responses. So I think now we can move on to our next segment. Thank you so much, Tanfia, for sharing with us your experience. And we hope that your project flourishes as it has been so far.
Thank you. And congratulations to all the other Millennium Fellows here as well. I really hope all their projects also continues to create an impact in the broader level. Yeah.
Thank you, Tanfia. Okay, so now we move on to a segment that was being anticipated by a lot of people. And this is the Global Generation Awards segment. So each year, MCN recognizes global role models for our generation. Global Generation Award winners have included community leaders, diplomats, global advocates, young and diverse leaders using their platforms to shape a more just and equitable world to achieve the SDGs. So to introduce our speakers, we have Millennium Fellows, Tene, Aziza, and Melody. And to begin with, I pass the mic now to my fellow, Tene.
Hello, everyone, and congratulations to colleagues Millennium Fellow 2023. I am Senekago student at the Faculty of Communication, Media, and Information Studies, specializing in broadcasting at Fabe College, University of Sierra Leone, a radio host and presenter. I'm honored this moment to introduce one of our guest speakers, someone who has been an inspiration to many in Sierra Leone and around the globe. A great leader, very selfless and always desire to make positive impact in every environment he finds himself. Dr. David Moina Senge serves as the Chief Minister and the Chief Innovation Officer of the Government of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Prior to his current appointment, David Senge served as Sierra Leone Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education from 2019 to 2023. Dr. Senge has published academic and public articles around the field of education, healthcare, artificial intelligence. He has spoken to audiences global on topics related to digital governance, education, youth innovation and inclusion, the fourth industrial revolution, and more. This moment, I'm so inspired by the works of Dr. David Moina Senge. He's also a writer. He has published a book called Inclusion. He has done so very much and is so passionate of issues surrounding young people. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, let's listen to the words of Dr. David Moina Senge. This moment, let's learn.
Thank you. I'm so honored that you have all been able to recognize me as a 2023 Global Generation Award winner with so many other incredible people. As a young person, I feel really proud to receive this honor and recognition from you, other young people from all across the world. I wish I were a student learning with you. I went to the United World College myself and was able to engage with other young people from all across the world. And I know what it means. I know how diversity and inclusion and us being able to share our own different ideas matter. I know the impact that can have on our own journey and in how we shape the world. And actually, in my role now as Chief Minister for the Republic of Sierra Leone, prior to that I was Minister of Education and Chief Innovation Officer, I know that it is because of the kind of inclusion and diversity and experience that I got that I've been able to have some of the impact that we have had. And you can do it. Many of you are already doing it, and many of you are already engaging with me. But I wrote a book on radical inclusion. Radical inclusion really meaning that we can all have more justice in the world, in our homes, in our workplaces, by ensuring that nobody's left behind, that we develop solutions that work for everyone. And actually, technology is one of those things that people often think is a divider that widens the gap and that excludes people. Largely that is true, and it can be true, but it need not be true. We as citizens, we as innovators and entrepreneurs and problem solvers who care about civic engagement, who care about making sure that we achieve the SDGs, have to be intentional about how we use technology to drive change, technology to bring us towards more equity, technology to bring us towards justice and inclusion for all. And we have similar examples and some examples in Sierra Leone where we're able to, for example, use SMS, online, offline, hybrid solutions to ensure that every child who takes a transition exam today can know their results immediately by SMS for free. It used to take up to $10 and up to 10 weeks for parents to know their children's results. And by that, the poor, the girls, are the ones who are excluded if they have to make decisions on their children's future. But so that everybody, wherever you are, can know the child's results and make a decision. It's been used more than 13 million times. And that's the power of how technology can be used to bridge the gap between the haves and have-nots. We also have several solutions that we developed in Sierra Leone for pregnant women, so registering pregnant women so we can send SMS reminders for them, and we're piloting that now. We have well over 6,000 pregnant women who are registered in the system. We can deal with referrals for them for free, cheap, and are able to, in some ways, get the history of their records and complication as well. So it really, for me as a technologist and a policymaker, it really is important that as young people, we approach technology differently. We approach technology as a vehicle and a solution with which we can heal, with which we can get more inclusion, with which we can get more justice in the world and society. And we have such a unique opportunity to not just develop those solutions, but to educate other people about it and use those solutions to create jobs for more young people to be able to participate as content providers, as those who are bridging the gap between in our communities and in some parts of the world, those who are illiterate, not just in formal reading, but also illiterate with technology use. We have a role to play in functionality to then apply that in solving critical problems in society, agricultural, health, climate. How can we amplify our voices, civic engagement? How can we use it to mobilize? And we've seen examples where young people are able to mobilize and really create movements for climate, movements for education through the Transforming Education Summit, and we're super excited for that future. Again, I want to end by congratulating you on completing your education, and I can't wait to see how you go out there and shape and change the world. And we'll be there. I'm on your team. We're all on the same team. And feel free to reach out. Many of you have already, actually. Keep reaching out, and let's change the world. Let's really ensure that no one gets left behind. Radical inclusion. Let's make sure that you, the boy, the girl, the poor, the rural, the person with a disability, physical, seen, unseen, that we can all be our best selves and we can fulfill our potential. When that happens, the world will be better for all. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to thank Dr. Senge for his inspiring words about how important it is to make sure we're including everyone. With that, my name is Aziza Ben Abdallah, and I am a Millennium Fellow from Sciences Po Paris, campus de Menton. This year, I was lucky enough to work with my cohort on a social action project based at the French-Italian border right near our campus, focusing on documenting and sharing testimonies from the humanitarian crisis occurring there. We are hoping to share these testimonies and raise awareness and shift the narrative about this important issue. But with that, I have the honor of introducing Mr. Forrest Whitaker, someone also known for their contributions to the field of social justice. He is a UNESCO Special Envoy for Peace and Development, or Peace and Reconciliation, and the CEO and founder of the Whitaker Peace and Development Initiative, a nonprofit organization with a global scope and reach that works with youth to build their skills as leaders, community builders, and peace builders. You may also know him for his multiple film accolades. But without further ado, I'm so excited to hear from Mr. Whitaker. Thank you.
Millennium Fellows and members of the Millennium Campus Network, I'm deeply honored to accept the 2023 Global Generation Award. Please allow me to share this recognition with a unique group of people, my incredible staff, and especially the youth who strive to promote peace and development in their communities through my organization, the Whitaker Peace and Development Initiative. I founded WPDI 12 years ago to empower young women and men who live in areas that have been badly affected by conflict, poverty, and marginalization, but who hope to build positive transformation. Some of these youths grew up in neighborhoods that suffer from gang violence. Some are young men who are abducted and forced to become child soldiers. Some are young women who are forced to flee their country for their own safety, without even having time to grab a pair of shoes for their journey. Each story may be different, but these youths are all united in having made the decision that they can overcome their history. Rather than defining themselves by their past, they've chosen to look ahead and contribute to a brighter future. They are the ideal torchbearers of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The SDGs are the most ambitious agenda that humanity has set for itself to ensure that both present and future generations can share a common destiny. But the contributions of youths like you, who will be most deeply impacted by this agenda, are even more important than the SDGs themselves. This isn't just because you will be the leaders upon whom we'll all rely tomorrow, but because you are already the drivers of social innovation today. For over a decade now, my most important message has always been that we must create a global youth movement, united in support of building the sort of world that we want to see. Nothing is more urgent today. even as the world is facing more violent conflict and environmental challenges than any time in recent history. We're not yet coming together to reach our goals. So it's your time. As you gather today, I hope you recognize your role as a socially active member of our global community, which should center youths like you in its efforts to create meaningful and lasting peace and development. This approach can be illustrated through our programs at WPDI, including our peace-building work in nations like South Sudan, South Africa, Uganda, Mexico, and right here in the United States. The peace-building skills we teach our youth are both utilized in the immediate sense, when our graduates mediate conflicts in their communities, but also exponentially, when our graduates teach the skills they've learned to other members of their communities. And the social entrepreneurship skills we offer help our youth to create businesses that will support both their families and their greater communities. Education, sustainable solutions, and advocacy are the building blocks of a brighter, more inclusive future. And building such a future is a collective endeavor. You can pave the way for a world that cultivates unity, resilience, and innovation. We know that there will be resistance and obstacles along the way, but by truly dedicating yourselves, they can be overcome. Time and time again, even when I've begun to lose hope in the world and its future, seeing the work of my remarkable staff, led by Carolyn and the young women and men who joined me at WPDI, has renewed my optimism. And so, as I humbly accept the Global Generation Award today, I do so in the name of the youth peacemakers like Simon, like Khadijah, like Victor, like Magdalena, brave young women and men who've dedicated themselves to bettering the world and deserve this award that you've honored me with today. I'm grateful for this recognition. I can't wait to hear more about the wonderful work that you'll all do through your place in the Millennium Fellowship class of 2023. Thank you.
Mr. Whitaker, thank you so much for sharing your words with us. Hello, everyone. I'm Melody Nguyen, Campus Director and Emerging Technologist at Pace University. My Millennium Fellowship project is to create open source learning materials for female students in communities disproportionately affected by economic inequalities. Speaking on the behalf of all young women here today, we share profound admiration for tonight's distinguished guest speaker. She's a human rights advocate for education of young women and children. She's the youngest 2014 Nobel Prize Peace Laureate. She's a survivor of an unjust and brutal Taliban attack for voicing against the restrictions on girls' education. She's inspired over 2 million people in Pakistan to stand with her and to make a change in her government, allowing young women and children the right to education in Pakistan. The Malala Foundation was started by her and her parents in 2013 and is dedicated to building a world where every girl can learn and lead. Today, we're honored to be in her presence and to hear her story. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to the young, beautiful, and inspirational trailblazer, Malala Yousafzai. Thank you.
Hello, and thank you for this great honor. It's really special to be surrounded by young advocates from all around the world. It's strange for me to think that I have now spent half of my lifetime advocating for girls' education. I am still learning though. When I spoke at the United Nations for the first time as a teenager, I declared that one child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. What I know now is that no one can change the world on their own. Of course, change can start with one person. Yet even the most powerful young leaders like Greta Thunberg and Vanessa Nakate gain their influence from the movements standing with them. As part of the Millennium Campus Network, you already know this. In fact, as Gen Z, I think we all have an advantage. We are the generation that loves to stay connected, which means that building community comes as second nature. And it's in these communities that our creativity multiplies. Our trust in one another deepens, and our ability to change gets even stronger. I am grateful to the community that supported me when the Taliban tried to silence me, and who still support me today. These people who trust me with their time and their resources are not just supporting me though. They're actually sending a more powerful message that they trust in youth. We need more people and institutions willing to do that, willing to fund young people's work and follow their lead. Because we're up against some very powerful forces, whether it's patriarchy or poverty, climate, or conflict. I will be in South Africa next month talking about the struggle against apartheid and taking inspiration from people like Nelson Mandela. His start as a student activist reminds me of the power of young people to create change and to help show adult leaders the way forward. But his story is a reminder that oftentimes change is decades in the making, and we have to be in it for the long haul. Thankfully, MCN has prepared you for that. And together, I believe we can build a future filled with hope. Thank you again for this award, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
So, how are we feeling after hearing directly from such leaders and change makers? I'm sure all of us are fueled with motivation and inspiration. So, a heartfelt thank you to all our speakers for gracing us with their presence. Now, let's set the stage for a truly captivating experience as we introduce the first performance of the event by Amelia Janiak from Duke Kunshan University in China and our creative partner, Nemo.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the clouds. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss. The gift to realize that
all that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. Grateful for it all.
Blessings every time I try to count. You're the lessons that I learn every time I turn around. You're the water when I'm burned every time I think I found everything I'm looking for. You're the sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart aligned in purpose. Everything
All
will feel
that I
gorgeous.
am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all.
Every day I sit and pray cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I give back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan. But there's a million things that I can be grateful for.
So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out, and everything near and far. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all.
exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
I don't know about you, but I'm still grooving to that song. I hope that it was a breath of fresh air and it felt really inspiring to see so many projects in that video and our own Millennium Fellows singing this song. So I hope that you all liked it. So now it's time to pass the baton to our alumni Ali, a student of Plaksha University, India. He will be leading an engaging and thought-provoking conversation with Millennium Fellows Carolina from Minerva University, USA, and Eunice from African Leadership University, Rwanda. Over to you, Ali.
Wow, hello. It feels surreal to be in front of over 4,000 people. My name is Ali Ajagbe. I am a third-year Nigerian student at Plaksha University here in India. And I'm from the Millennium Fellowship class of 2022. And while I was there, I worked on Design IT Africa Scholars Program, which provided about 50 selected individuals with all resources, internet access to one-on-one mentorship to help them transition from total newbies to entry-level interns in organizations with similar interests. And we also helped them develop their tech skills for positive impact in their respective communities. So that's just about me. I'm not only here, I'm also joined by Eunice from African Leadership University in Rwanda and Carolina from Minerva University in the US. So if I'm to ask you guys, if I'm to ask you, Carolina, to go first, what would you say is your most memorable experience from the Millennium Fellowship from this year?
Hi, Ali. I think it's very hard to pinpoint it on one because the last 3 months have been truly amazing. I think what sticks most with me was, 3 months ago we started and I did not know a single one of the Millennium Fellows. The team, we had to get to know each other. And over this time, we've truly built friendships, built a family. And I'm quite surprised and astonished how in the beginning, there were all these challenges. We know we have to match all these criteria to graduate. We're such a small group, but we still want to do so much. Then there's these challenging academics. I'm sure you all are familiar with this. But over the time we sat together, and every single time everyone came, and we're passionate, wanting to do something. And it was great how we could support each other, tell each other about our struggles, our successes. So I'm very, very proud to say that empathy, humility, inclusion, these values didn't only guide us in the project we were planning, an educational project for high school children, but it even guided us within this community we're building. So yes, I think this is the empathy I'm taking away from this, and I want to carry on to the work we are and will be doing. How about you, Eunice? What is the most memorable thing that will stick with you?
Thank you so much, Carolina. One thing that will stick with me even after the fellowship is the fact that the Millennium Fellowship taught us how to align our projects with the SDGs. And this was a game changer for my NGO because we were able to identify our SDGs target, which was targets 1.1 and 5B. And on a personal level, like you said, I would say that one thing that the fellowship has taught me is the power of teamwork and the incredible impact we can have together when we collaborate. And one other thing is that it is not just about learning skills. So we were taught beyond skills. We were taught to do group social impacts projects, which I'm grateful for that we did at ALU. That was my experience. So Ali, can you tell us what was the journey like for you after the Millennium Fellowship? Because I'm very sure that those of us graduating today are 8 years so that we can, pave our path.
So it has actually been a fun ride. If I'm to think back to because that was the question that I also had in mind when I was graduating last year. I was like, so what do I do now? But one thing one step that I took that I would say has put me in the right position is the fact that I kept on talking about my Millennium Fellowship project. I put it on my online portfolios and everything so that the more I talked about the project, the more that I kept myself remembering the fact that I have an innate skill to leverage on to give back to my community. And based on that, I kept on like working, and I kept myself in the space of change making itself. So and funny enough, like after that, I went on to become a Diana Award recipient, and then after that, I also became an expert panelist for International Youth Day as of last year. So like a lot of things have actually been coming in place for me by actually keeping myself in this particular space. And I would say that's my advice to almost everyone here on this call. Like for you, if you're graduating today, I think you should take a moment to reflect on the on what you've done, and how you've been able to impact a lot of people in your community, because trust me, you've done a great job, and it will be of great essence if you can talk to other people, connect with other Millennium Fellows from all around the world. You literally have like a global access to people from all around the world, and talk to them so that you can keep being in this space while being inspired by others. So if you guys have any other final comments to share, please do, and go ahead.
I would like to say thank you to the MCN team, to the Uniting team, to every other fellow who is joining, the campus directors, because I think this experience is truly going to be memorable. And I want to comment on one thing that Akarshi was saying earlier, along the lines of, I wish we could have been here longer. And I want to say we are going to be here longer. Our project is going to continue, and I'm very much looking forward to building on the trial stages we've been creating in the past months, and scaling up the project we've been making. How about you, Eunice? Do you have any further comments?
Yeah, I think one last word I would like to say to everyone on this call is that I would just emphasize what Malala said earlier. She was talking about Gen Zs, and I think she mentioned something regarding, she was talking about Gen Z, while Ali was the one that was talking about social media. I just want us to know today is that if you do not talk about your social project or whatever you're doing, nobody's going to know. We are not wizards or witches, you have to be articulate about it. Let us know. So this is me telling everyone, I know the power of social media. I have been blessed by it, and go out there after this fellowship, after this graduation ceremony. Be sure to put your work out there. And I'm looking forward to the post that will come out of this graduation, because I'm looking to connect. Thank you so much. All right, guys, thank you so much to all the Millennium Fellows, to Grace, to my campus director. Thank you. And enjoy the rest of the ceremony.
Thank you so much, Ali, Eunice, and Carolina, for sharing your experiences and resonating with the fact that we hope that we could have been longer here. And now I think we can move on to our next segment. So, as we all know, that collaboration is very necessary in order to achieve the SDGs that we aim for. So we now call upon stage our valued partners, without whom the fellowship would not have been what it is today. So let's extend a warm welcome to our valued partner, RISE, a transformative program dedicated to empowering promising young individuals on a lifelong journey of service and learning. We're honored to have Greg Main, the Senior Manager of Selection and Global Outreach for RISE, today with us. Over to you, Greg.
Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all the Millennium Fellows from all over the world who are here with us today for this amazing celebration. Really appreciate the chance to speak with you all and highlight the ways in which the Millennium Fellows Network and the Millennium Campus Network are collaborating with RISE, and the ways in which our missions are aligned and how we're working together to generate more opportunity for youth from around the world. For those of you who aren't familiar, RISE is a program that finds promising young people and provides them with opportunities that allow them to work together to serve others over their lifetimes. We are working day in and day out to build a global community of young change makers, very similar to that that's been created by the Millennium Fellowship. But in our case, we focus on 15 to 17-year-olds. So just prior to the entrance for most of them into university, as opposed to Millennium, the Millennium Network, which works more directly with youth who are already in university. And as we work to build that community, we offer benefits to everyone who applies to our program, as they get to participate in our Discord. They get to connect with other youth interested in using their talents for social impact. They get to learn how to put into practice a project-based learning experience. It's really a great precursor for high school age students and secondary school students and youth from around the world in that age range before they were to embark on an experience like that offered by the Millennium Fellowship. So highly encourage all of you on the call today, if you can, to pass the word along to youth in your network, for them to consider joining RISE as a potential way for them to learn some of the skills they may need in order to one day become a Millennium Fellow. And also for the chance to receive the benefits, not only that they get from being part of RISE, but for potentially becoming one of our global winners. So each year, RISE names up to 100 global winners from around the world. So far, we have 3 cohorts of 300 winners from 70 different countries. And right now we're in the process of selecting our 4th cohort. Applications are now open. You can access the application on our website. There's a unique link for all the Millennium Fellows to share with their networks, with their high schools, with their siblings, with their with other teachers and educators and members of their network who may know 15 to 17-year-olds who are in need of opportunity, want to use their talents and skills for social impact. And as part of being selected for the program, all of our winners receive a needs-based scholarship to university at any accredited university around the world. They also receive the opportunity to attend a residential program that we host every year in July and August for 2 weeks. That's fully funded by RISE. They receive career mentorship services, technology, laptop, computer, and many other benefits from our network with Schmidt Futures and the Rhodes Trust, who are the original collaborators for the RISE program. It's an honor to work with MCN to spread the word about RISE, to bring opportunity to smart and talented young people from around the world. And I really appreciate this opportunity to speak today at the graduation. I want to say congratulations to all of you who participated in the Millennium Fellowship. I think these types of opportunities, whether it be RISE or Millennium Fellowship, are a great way to start your career and impact, to build your network, and to learn the intersection between kind of what you're good at, what you enjoy doing, and what your community needs from you, whether that community be small, large, whether it be local, on your campus, in your city, in your state, province, country, or in the world at large. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'll send it back over to the MCN team.
Thank you so much, Greg. So as Greg said, if you know any 15 to 17-year-olds who are passionate about the social impact sector, do share the opportunities that RISE has with them. Now to welcome our next partners, which is the Fossil Foundation, a global not-for-profit organization dedicated to empowering youth aged 12 to 24. Through their visionary partnerships, they provide crucial life skills, preparing the rising generation for success in this ever-changing world. So let's welcome Michael Ieskis from Fossil Foundation as he takes the stage to share with us more about this transformative initiative. Over to you, Michael.
Thank you. I was greetings to all. I'm humbled for this opportunity. And if any of you know me, like the MCN team, I could talk about youth empowerment and agency and purpose all day. So I'm thrilled to be in this virtual room with all of you. And I'm so inspired by the work that you all are doing. So first and foremost, greetings, Millennium Fellows. I'm honored and humbled to be among a group of extraordinary and passionate change makers. First, I'd like to thank MCN and the United Nations Academic Impact for this wonderful opportunity. I'd also like to thank my fellow speakers for their leadership, vision, and impactful work. To the graduating class of 2023, congratulations on your remarkable achievements over the last 4 months toward collectively advancing social impact across the globe. However, as you know, this is not the end of your journey, but only the beginning. The world is rapidly evolving, and our young people are our greatest lever for hope, inspiration, and impact. To quote UN Secretary General Guterres, the hopes of the world rest on our young people. But make no mistake, you are not alone. You have a global network of peers and stakeholders that are on this journey with you. At Fossil Foundation, we believe in unlocking the power of the rising generation. And for 10 years, we have invested in proximate youth around the world to equip them with the critical tools they need to create change for themselves, their families, and their communities. To date, we've reached over 6 million young people, and we're just getting started. You can learn more at fossilfoundation.org. Together, we can achieve a more inclusive, equitable, and sustainable world for all, which is why we are proud to support the work of MCN and aligned partners focused on empowering youth around the globe. Once again, congratulations to you all. We see you, we hear you, and we thank you. Now, let's get to work, and thank you so much again.
Thank you so much, Michael, for sharing those inspirational words for us. Now we delve into the impactful realm of the 17 Rooms initiative. This transformative initiative propels action across all sustainable development goals, fostering innovation and collaboration. We'll now hear from our partners at Brookings Institution, John MacArthur and Zia Khan, about the 17 Rooms process, followed by one of our own campuses this year, the Pace University, which piloted the 17 Rooms process on their campus.
Hi, I'm John MacArthur, Director of the Center for Sustainable Development at Brookings, and more importantly for today, co-chair of the 17 Rooms initiative, along with my friend.
Hi, everyone. I'm Zia Khan, John's co-chair for 17 Rooms, and I'm also the Senior Vice President for Innovation at the Rockefeller Foundation.
We're thrilled to be with you all today as leaders in the Millennium Campus Network and all the Millennium Fellows who are doing something really important. You're taking the Sustainable Development Goals into your own hands with your own initiatives, your own projects, working in your own communities to see how can we take those crucial next steps to make a difference on the sustainable development challenges of today and tomorrow. We are deep believers that the Sustainable Development Goals that the world is grappling to push forward at a better pace will only succeed for the long term if young people, new voices, new energy, and new leaders come together to drive change. And that's why we're so thrilled by what's happening in 50 campuses across the network this year. And we're so thrilled to be celebrating this with you to learn from you as to how you see the best next steps can be taken.
And I wanted to add my congratulations as well. It's so exciting to see everything that happened with the 17X exercises, to see all the ingenuity, the creative ideas, and importantly, the energy and commitment to convert those ideas into action. The world is facing a lot of challenges. There's also a lot of opportunities for solutions to make progress. And we need everyone when we're talking about whether it's climate change or whether it's democracy or pick any of the sustainable development goals. Everyone's got great ideas. Everyone can do something. And so we're just so excited about the passion, the energy that you will all be bringing into the world to help make it a better place and achieve the vision and the goals that the Sustainable Development Goals promised.
So as we reflect, and Zia and I chatted a bit before coming together with you today, we reflected on what's one piece of advice we might have. And if it's not too much to presume that it might be useful, I reflected that in my years of experience in tackling the world's interconnected economic, social, and environmental challenges and seeing so many forms of leadership from so many places around the world, one bottom line finding is young people should never presume that the older people have figured it out. Quite the opposite. The world is counting on young people to keep figuring it out, because there's so many challenges in the world today that simply haven't yet been figured out. And that's why what you're doing, not just in the specific projects that you're leading right now, but everything you're helping to do better for yourself and for the community around you is so important, because you are literally going to be the ones who help the world figure it out.
You know, John, it's
Yeah.
interesting that you shared that advice. When I reflect back on what I've learned over the years, I think I always assumed that there was some clever answer, some clever strategy that would crack the code, and that the right way to do it was to try and figure out that answer in code. And that is certainly important. But I've learned over time that what's even more important than the strategies and the answers are the relationships. It's those committed coalitions of people who hold hands together to solve these challenges. And that's something that all of you are already doing. And I encourage you to continue and to sustain all the relationships and connections that you have, because whether it's today or tomorrow or 10 years from now, those relationships will come together to help drive the big solutions that we're all looking forward to.
And if there's one spirit in that vein of 17 rooms that I think keeps us coming back, is that so many of the world's problems will come down to people getting together in rooms to figure out those next steps and leaving the room more energized than when they walked in. And I think that power of people coming together is so central. Thanks so much, Sia.
Take care, everyone. All the best. Hope you have a great day.
Hi, my name is Millennium Nguyen.
Hi, my name is Saloni Shah, and we're the campus directors for the Pace University New York City campus.
We're happy to be part of the Millennium Fellowship class of 2023. We'd like to thank the Millennium Fellowship and the Brookings Institution and all of the partners for sponsoring this program and allowing us to visit the headquarters and equally sit down as a room and talk about the 17 Sustainable Development Goals all around the world.
Some valuable learnings that we gained from this was that we were able to narrow down world issues that are the most personal to us as New York City students. We were able to craft questions to guide our cohort in the correct direction.
This allowed our fellows to step up and create creative solutions towards all the problems that we addressed.
Some challenges that we overcame during this process was figuring out how to make the best use of our large team in a way that everyone was able to contribute equally. We were able to do this by splitting up our team of 15 fellows into 3 groups led by an assigned leader other than ourselves.
This opportunity allowed us to encourage our fellows to take an initiative to better our campus as well as the world. Again, we'd like to thank the Millennium Fellowship and the Brookings Institution and all of the partners for giving us this unique initiative. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. And I want to appreciate 17 Rooms and the Rockefeller Foundation for that incredible support. And just like John said, the world is waiting for young people. And just like Zia said, don't think little about the collaboration you are forming. Your network is very powerful to you. And happy graduations to you all. I'm extending my congratulations to each and every one of you for the extraordinary impact you have made over the last 4 months. I am Emmanuel Kwatola, the admissions manager at MCN. And each year, MCN and the Rema Family Foundation present the Millennium Ocean Prize, a platform that elevates student leadership for the ocean, advancing SDG 14. The winner of the Millennium Ocean Prize receives funding and mentorship to implement their campaign in their local community. This year, we are thrilled to present the winners of the 9th Millennium Ocean Prize, projects Jalamitra, led by Pawan and Maharajan from India. Congratulations and welcome, Pawan and Maharajan.
Heartfelt gratitude for the Rema Family Foundation and Millennium Oceans projects. We are truly honored to receive this project and execute the project well. Moving on to our project name is Jalamitra, which means friend of water. The project will be executed at Pala River, which is spread across 3 states in India, that is Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. The river has a direct impact on lakhs of people, and our project has a direct impact towards 15,000 people at Chikbalapur district in Karnataka. There are mainly 2 phases in the project. First one being the plantation drive, where we'll be planting around 1,000+ saplings at the Chikbalapur district. And secondly, the awareness drive, where we'll be conducting conferences, seminars with respect to water rejuvenation and conservation. The main purpose of the project is water rejuvenation and conservation, and also spread awareness with respect to the importance of water and its conservation. Thank you.
Also, that is an absolute and fantastic move by you guys, Pawan and Marjan. And we are so excited to follow your journey and witness the campaign you are planning to take over the next 1 year. For those who are interested in safeguarding our water sources and advancing SDG 14, we have an exciting news for you. The 10th annual Millennium Ocean Prize is now open, and we are seeking campaigns, initiatives, and projects led by young leaders like you, driven by passion and innovation for marine and freshwater conservation. Join us in making this meaningful difference, and just head on to www.millenniumoceans.org/apply to submit your application. So thank you once again, and happy graduation to you all. I will hand it over back to Akashi. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Pavan. Thank you, Mahajan, for sharing the impactful work that you are doing with respect to the oceans. And we hope that in case you are also passionate about this, you'll also apply for the Millennium Ocean Prize. So as we reflect on the profound impact of today's conversations, I encourage you all to consider the transformative potential that lies ahead. The experiences shared, the knowledge gained, and the connections formed are the building blocks of a brighter future. To our graduating Millennium Fellows, your achievements are a testament to the dedication and resilience that define a generation. Congratulations on reaching this milestone, and may this just be the beginning of your impactful journey. For those with an appetite to delve into the social impact sector, we invite you to embark on the next chapter by applying to the class of 2024 Millennium Fellowship. The legacy we create together is boundless, and we're excited to see the positive transformations that will unfold. Once again, thank you all for being a part of this enriching experience. Now we have a very special segment for you. Let's dive into the stories that resonate with passion, dedication, and the tangible impact our fellows have made. In the past month, the Millennium Fellows of the class of 2023 have not only embraced the challenge of advancing the UN SDGs, but have soared to new heights, creating waves of positive change in their communities. To bring these inspiring narratives to life, we have stories by fellows, faculties, and some campus highlights for you. So please stick around to enjoy them. And please stick around after that as well, because we will be celebrating a bit with some music, and we hope to see you around after that as well.
So much pain, and though I can't fly, I can do my little part here before I die. Yeah. I may not win a Nobel Prize, but at least I can try to be a little more kind, spend a little more time. It might change one life, yeah. Like giving a hug when somebody is down, and feeding your soul when there's nobody around, and small things that can change the sound, and the vibe of the spirit that can change a town. And started small, now it's touched a crowd, and the crowd is growing, now the word is out that we all do our part. We can touch the ground without a cape and a mask, we can touch the clouds, yeah. We don't have to leap tall building in a single bound. There's a lot of good that we can do, standing on the ground. We don't need a jetpack suit to take us to the clouds. It's up to me and you. Superhero, 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 superhero.
Hello, Millennium Fellows, and congratulations, class of 2023. I'm Marvin Krislov, the president of Pace University in New York, and we are honored to be a Millennium's Fellows host institution. 29 Pace students are among today's graduates, the most fellows we've ever had, and they are working on projects addressing important challenges from wildlife preservation to food insecurity to mental health awareness to water quality to women's empowerment. PACE Millennium Fellows, you are making a remarkable commitment to being the change you want to see in the world. To all of you and to all the Millennium Fellows across the world, congratulations.
Greetings to everyone. I'm honored to be here today to celebrate the achievements of the students of PUP from the Millennium Fellowship Class 23. Our university, Bangladesh University Professionals, began its journey in 2028, and since then, we have encouraged our students with our utmost ability to discover their passion regarding social change and supported them to pursue their impactful projects. We have been one of the host campuses for the Millennium Fellowship since 2021 and consecutively been part of it till now. Despite the hurdles of COVID-19 pandemic, the class of 21 demonstrated leadership and resilience. Subsequent classes, that is 22 and 23, also contributed to solving global crisis. This year, around an incredible 26 impact leaders from our university were selected for the Millennium Fellowship Class 23. They are addressing various social, economic, and environmental challenges in our community and beyond to make positive change in our society. Through collaborative learning with mentors, our fellows continue to make meaningful impacts on society. Today, we celebrate their accomplishments and recognize their contributions to the global community. We also look forward to their continued engagement and impact as alumni of the Millennium Fellowship. They are not only the leaders of tomorrow, but also the leaders of today. They are the hope and inspirations for a better world. Please join me in congratulating the Millennium Fellows 23. I wish you all the best for a better future and better endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you for those amazing wishes. Now we have all the campuses, a slideshow of all the campuses. So we invite you to spot your campus in this video.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place could be brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place, you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space. Human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. And the dream we conceived in will reveal a joyful face, and the world we once believed in will shine again in grace. Then why do we keep strangling life? Who deserve crucify the soul that was made to see this world as heavenly? Be God's goal. We could fly so high, let our spirits never die. In my heart, I feel you are all my brothers. Create a world with no fear. Together we cry happy tears. See the nations turn their swords into plowshares. We could really get there if you get enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. You and for me. You and there's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place could be brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place, you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a little place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. If you want to know why, there's a love that cannot lie. Love is strong, it only cares for joyful giving. If you try, we shall see. In this bliss we get our feeling. Through our dread, we stop existing and start living. And it feels that always love's enough for us growing. So make a better world. Make a better world. Heal the world. Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. And the dream we conceived in will reveal a joyful face. our happy tears. See the nations turn their swords into plowshares. We could really get there if you cared enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. You and for me. You and for me. That it is love, and this place could be brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you find there's no need to cry. In this place, you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and